How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about BBIG, which was up almost 3.5% on the day. But before we get into it, I want to let you guys know I put a cheat sheet together to help you bring your option game to the next level. If you want to start making big gains when it comes to options and so forth, I highly suggest you check out this cheat sheet. You can find it in the description or the first link down inside of the comments. So now let's talk about BBIG. Ended up posting a green day, but there's some more details we have to go over, especially since it's been a while since I did an update video. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder, you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to be going on Fintel, taking a look at the recent short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for BBIG. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $2.13, being up 3.40%. On the low, it tested $2.03, and then on the high, testing $2.26. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 16.911 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 15.224 million shares. So we did have above average volume on the day, and it's part of the reasons why we saw some strength in the stock. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it's at 39.04. And then when we take a look at the moving averages here on our chart, we are below the 200-day, we're also below the 50-day, and we're also below the 21-day EMA. And as far as for the low of the day, we got down to $2.03. If you guys remember what I said in my previous video, don't be shocked if you see BBIG testing close to $2, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. And you can see we had the high of $2.26. So that is quite the move. So going into tomorrow, if we can have some more momentum coming into the play, of course you want to see how BBIG could do by getting to the level of $2.40. This would be an area you want to keep an eye on because we have the 21-day EMA, which is right at $2.50. And reclaiming that level is definitely what you want to see from BBIG. Now, if it decides to consolidate, I'm going to look for it to actually continue to hold the $2 level. If it breaks through $2 on a pullback, then we could possibly see it testing around $1.96. So this is an area you want to keep an eye on because if it breaks through this level, that's where it can really start pulling back. But from what I'm seeing so far, $2 should be able to hold for this play. We can see many times in the past it's tested around these areas and it's been able to bounce. And also don't forget, we have a gap that needs to be filled to the upside right here in the mid $2.70 range. So that is a move that many people are going to be looking out for. So now let's move on to the short interest information. So we're going to take a look at the recent short interest information for BBIG. So the off exchange short volume ratio is at 55.59%, and then for the off exchange short volume, it is just over 3.08 million shares. Scrolling down on the page, the short shares availability is at 700,000, updated 26 minutes ago. And then for the short borrow fee rate, it is at 72.64%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume, we can see for the close of the second, it is at 23.65. And then for the close of the third, being at 55.59. So that is a significant increase right there. And then when we take a look at the short interest percentage of the float being at 17.91%, BBIG does have short squeeze potential. Now let's move on to the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for BBIG. So we see on the inflows at 6.87 million and then on the outflows at 8.09 million. So it was an outflow day. Taking a look at the breakdown, on the large it was 0.22 million, on the medium it was 4.03 million, and then on the small it is 2.62 million. Taking Taking a look at the outflow side, you can see on the large it was 0.70 million. On the medium, it was 4.84 million. And then on the small, it was 2.55 million. Taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for June the 6th, we had an outflow of just under 477,000. And we could see for June the 3rd, we had an outflow of just over 213,000. Analyzing the numbers even further for the small scale orders that tend to represent the retail side, you can see that we had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at the large, which represents whales, institutions, and funds, we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was at 8.06%. No surprises there. We know that BBIG is a volatile play. But also, as far as what we talked about in regards to price levels, it has been very consistent. We'll talk about it further inside of the final thoughts and as well as a catalyst that came out. So let's get into it right now. So for my final thoughts for BBIG, when it comes to the price action, we ended up seeing a high of $2.26. And we saw a low at $2.03. If you remember what I said in my previous video, don't be surprised if you see this stock coming down to $2. So we want to see $2 hold up. If it breaks through this level, then it could possibly get down to $1.92. But be aware, at these current price ranges for BBIG, it tends to have a strong recovery. The pattern could continue. So that's why I want to make sure you're paying close attention to it. But we also have to recognize we have the 21-day EMA, which is at $2.50. So what am I going to say next? We need to have some price action to reclaim that 21-day EMA, especially if we can get above $2.58, because we do know we have a gap that needs to be filled to the upside at $2.77. So please add this to your homework so you have a good idea of what your entry and what your exit is going to be. Always have a game plan. Plan ahead. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, BBIG does continue to have short squeeze potential. Not only is the short interest percentage of the float fit our criteria of 14% or higher, it does continue to have high short borrow fees. Right now, it's in the 70% range, but it does fluctuate up to the 80% range. And if you guys remember, where do we want to see it? We want to see it at a 100% or higher. But again, this just adds to more volatility inside of the play. We also have to recognize the catalyst. It was added in the Russell 3000. So why is this great news for BBIG? A lot of institutions and funds that follow the Russell have to buy up shares. So this can bring some momentum into the play, and that's why I want to make sure that you're prepared for that. And plus, we have to understand this is going to be a volatile week. We have CPI numbers that are going to be coming out on Friday. We also have the quad witching that is coming on June the 17th, and we also have the Fed meeting for next week. So as far as the price action is concerned, that's why it's even more important that you have a strategy, whether you're an investor or whether you are a trader, and to be mentally prepared for the price action that you're going to be seeing. And that's also part of the reasons why you guys check out my videos. And just to give you that quick reminder again, if you want to bring your option game to the next level, I highly suggest you guys download that cheat sheet in the first comment, or you can find it in the description, the 5 strategies to trade options like a pro. I know you guys will love it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.